614, 1320 WILS, Friday, 83, and just the beginning of Memorial Day weekend. Fitbit, the company Fitbit has been doing so well. Well, now not so well. It's been slammed with a class action lawsuit saying that their Pure Pulse heart monitor is way off course. Let's find out what this is all about. Dave Fellio joins us. He's the CEO of the Realtime Group. It's an engineering firm specializing in the design and testing of regulated and mission-critical products. He knows exactly what these products go through. Dave, great to have you here.
Hi, how you doing?
Good. I have one of these Fitbit things, and I don't wear it anymore. It just didn't seem to give me enough information. Have you ever used a Fitbit yourself?
Yes, I have.
And what do you think? Because the Fitbit says they're being basically extorted to produce a payout for these lawyers. Who do you believe in the case?
Well, there's always the perceived accuracy of the devices I'm using, which is in this case kind of the issue. The lawsuit is kind of, they're claiming that the pulse rate measurement isn't accurate enough for what the designer or the manufacturer claims it should be used for.
Well, one study found the heart rate error was 14%. Is that a big number off?
But it's a big number depending on how you use it, and that's what's important about the case. They're claiming that somebody with a heart condition might be monitoring their safety with it. Mm-hmm. However, that's kind of a misuse case for the device, which kind of highlights the importance of anytime you build a device that's humans use for measuring themselves, whether it's a medical device or not. You have to put the right emphasis on understanding the use case and the risk of misuse.
Okay, because the accusations is it's about 20 beats off 20 beats off of what it's telling you. So if it tells you you're 98 beats per minute, you're actually, you could be, I guess, 120. So what does that mean? Is this just something that we should take with a grain of salt, the data we get out of a thing like a Fitbit?
Yeah, if it's consistently that inaccurate, you just have to realize that you're not going to be able to do things like monitor your safety and get into, finely tuned target zones. Okay. But I don't think they're claiming that you can do that. It's just important to understand what the device is trying to do and how the designers are offering it.
Well, they're not using. It's not a medical device, right? So they're just saying, hey, this is something to help you get an idea of where your heart rate is. Is that it?
That's correct, but it's also important to understand that the FDA can come along and decide whether or not your device belongs under its purview, and that's happened before.
And where does the Fitbit stand there, then?
I couldn't say. I don't want to speak for the FDA. I don't think they've ever said that it's a medical device, and of course, Fitbit says in their disclaimer very clearly that it's not a medical device.
Do you think it's likely as inaccurate as the claims are saying?
I think you can get into probably cases where it's maybe falling off or coming loose or jiggling around that it might be. Mm-hmm. But I bet you if you use it correctly, I've never seen it go as far off as that far off. I haven't compared it to a clinical measure either.
So do you think these lawyers are basically trying to get Fitbit to just give them a payout? Is that what's happening here?
It's hard to say. Mm-hmm. Seen that before, but there's also the case with somebody using a blow dryer in a bathtub, and they really didn't have any understanding of why they shouldn't have done that. So it's all about how accurate those things are displayed in the disclaimers.
Yeah, I mean, because you specialize in design and testing, so when you're doing that, do you eventually know that someone's going to come up and say, "Hey, this didn't work for me for whatever reason"? Is that just part of business?
It can be. So with our customers, when we design something or help a customer design something, we up front put a heavy emphasis on thinking through all of the intended use, whether it's a medical device or not, mm-hmm. The intended use and the possible failure modes and effects and misuse opportunities. And then the owner of the device has to decide whether or not they're going to balance business risk versus the profitability of the thing.
Right.
They got to decide.
Because you're always thinking about a potential lawsuit like this. Is that it?
Yeah, you should always be careful not to put something out there that you could be sued. Anybody could be sued for anything. And I think it just it comes down to the diligence and the ethics of the engineering done up front, and how well you lay that out. And
I'll tell you, my biggest problem with the Fitbit is it's not waterproof. I think that's just such a huge oversight. You have to take it off every time you take a shower. It's almost ridiculous, frankly.
Well, that's going to go to cost. They can make them waterproof, but it'll be much more costly.
$150 though. That's how much it cost, and seems like they could have maybe handled that. What do you think is going to come of this? Is this something where Fitbit will have to pay off these lawyers, or?
It's hard to say. That's a legal question and a business question. And so many times you see that though, where the company's just better off, settling and letting it go away. I don't have any idea what the legal status.
Yeah, because they're saying basically the study was conducted by the lawyers paid for the study, and then they filed this lawsuit against Fitbit. Now, how often do you see that someone that's pursuing a case against a company that you're working with, actually they do a study that they pay for, then they pursue the lawsuit this way?
It happens all the time. It's lawsuits. Law firms generate business, and they have ways of doing it. It doesn't mean it's not true. It makes you question the ethics of how it comes to light. But if a law firm really sees an issue that needs to be elevated like this, they got to go pay for a study and get it done. Yeah, and I'm not saying that's what's going on here, though.
I mean, I can tell you the Fitbit. It seems like it's been accurate when I used it. There was a point where I didn't really. I kind of had a general sense of where my heart rate was, and who really needs to know exactly where it is. Dave Fellio, expert on product design and testing. He's the president and CEO of the Realtime Group, where they specialize in this exact thing. It's the realtimegroup.com. Dave, thank you very much.
Thank you.